actually every session in Fish and Chips, or whether it be in the previous restaurant, we always had something to talk about. It doesn't have to be anything important. It can just be something random. Alright, hey everyone, my name is Danny and this is my Brunei weekend. Welcome again, thank you for tuning in. One of my episodes of me doing random stuff over the weekend. This particular episode, I would like to focus on one particular thing that I always do over the weekend, which is having lunch or dinner or anything in between with my colleagues, friends or family. So those who follow me would already know that I have lunch every Saturday, every weekend. Of course, sometimes we miss sometimes I can't make it, that's okay. But the schedule is there. I have pre-scheduled lunch plans every Saturday. I can cancel them, that's okay. But if I don't have anything else, I'll join in. These lunch sessions are with my ex-colleagues and we're still friends even after I've moved jobs.
No, I've always been a good friend. Right.
So during COVID, yes, we had to stop for a bit because there's really no dine-in. But now we're back on track and we have been going out every Saturday. So full quorum might be around 5 people. We can plus one here, plus one there. It's all free and easy. There's 5 of us who try to make plans every Saturday to eat lunch. Occasionally, I also do have dinner plans with my gamer buddies. So with my gamer buddies, it's usually dinner, maybe sometimes lunch, but I would always want to have it over the weekend. So I can share you some of the reasons why I'm so obsessed about having lunch or dinner plans over the weekend. For me, it just works. It's really comfortable, it's really easy, it's different for everyone. So not all of you might agree with me, that's okay. For the past few weeks, I did cover several lunch sessions. So I'm going to share with you those sessions right here in this episode, and probably I could really explain why it's such a nice thing to just have a pre-scheduled outing or dinner or lunch over the weekend. So I've never tried Turkish food or Turkish cuisine per se. That's why we decided to go to this one particular Turkish restaurant. Let me try and pronounce this. It's Anadolu da Nozel. I really don't know. I'm sorry for mispronouncing it. But it's a great place. There was baklava, which I wanted to take away, and I did. There was Turkish coffee, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And there was a bunch of other new things. So being in a group where you plan to meet every weekend, you kind of need to have a plan. You need to have a plan on where you want to eat. Otherwise, you'll end up saying, oh, where you want to eat. So we in the group listed all the restaurants that we should go, and then no matter what it is, we just need to stick to the plan and just go there and eat. We might be able to swap certain restaurants, but otherwise you gotta keep on going. That particular weekend, we went to that Turkish restaurant, which is quite difficult for me to pronounce. I'm sorry. That brings me to one particular thing. I'm given this opportunity to try new foods, things that I never knew, and really explore more dishes that surround Brunei. You know, if I were to be on my own, I wouldn't go there because I never knew it existed. Two, I wouldn't know where to start.
Cause you're lazy.
So going in a group and having a scheduled lunch session every weekend really pushes me to go try new things. So there, I can't remember what I had, but I had some kind of chicken wrap. Of course, I had the Turkish coffee, and also I tap out baklava. So the food was good, everything was good, coffee was great, and that was a really well worth it experience. I get to try new things every time, all the time. Well, some of the time, because I've gone to quite a number of restaurants already. On the other session, I also went to Fez and Chips. Yeah, so I don't eat fish. But I don't mind fish and chips or fish nuggets. So those are the two exceptions to the fish rule. Otherwise, I don't eat fish. I don't know what authentic fish and chips taste like. I just know that I've had some in the past and I enjoyed it. So Fez and Chips were open, like I can't remember, like a few years ago, I guess. I really wanted to go there and try it out. So finally, that particular weekend, I had the opportunity to go there and, you know, eat some fish and chips. I had dory.
Huh? You got a problem, buddy? Huh? Huh? Do you?
Battered, and I found out that in UK, you eat it with salt and vinegar. That's something I don't know. Maybe I could have Googled it and I would have found out, but for the life of me, I never knew that. I just knew that in Brunei, you eat fish and chips however you eat fish and chips. Chips goes with tomato or chili, depending on what condiment you like. One of us had barramundi, but the other three had a limited on-offer beef, I think. Ribs, I'm not sure. But, you know, I came there for fish. So, yeah, fish and chips. And I now enjoy having vinegar and salt on my fish and chips. Thank you for that.
Okay, so how do you eat this? What are those? Salt and vinegar. Salt? No soy sauce. Barramundi.
While sitting around, I also get to catch up with friends. Actually, every session in Fish and Chips, or whether it be in the previous restaurant, we always had something to talk about. It doesn't have to be anything important. It can just be something random. During the past few weeks, a lot has happened in Brunei, and that was our particular topic, talking about the current state of affairs in Brunei Darussalam. I enjoy our sessions every week. So eating together, you get to catch up. You gotta bring out agendas and issues. You gotta take advice from people. But most importantly, you meet each other all the time, and then the relationships really build up over the years of you just having lunch on the weekend. It doesn't have to be frequent, you know, it just needs to be consistent. Then you'll be able to maintain that bond for very long. So I'm quite happy that I do meet them every week. If not, maybe I skip 1 or 2 weeks. But they are my support system. When I need to trash out or rant out certain things, I could always trust on them over the weekend. That's one thing that I really treasure when having a schedule or regular outings for lunch or dinner over the weekend. Another thing that I really like about having a pre-planned dinner or pre-planned lunch over the weekend, it gets me out of the house. So if I don't have plans, I will end up sitting here in this room and just not do anything for prolonged amount of time. So having to have plans forces me to get changed, shower earlier, and then just go out. Once I'm stuck here, I'll be stuck here for a long period. But the moment I get out, I really enjoy going out and just doing other things. So having that pre-scheduled plan of a weekend pushes me to go out, get my errands done, get things done. Yeah, I really appreciate that push in my life. Otherwise, I'll be a couch potato. One of the other dinners I had over the weekend was having dinner with my gamer buddies at the Jazz Bar and Grill. So we have this kind of thing where each of us decides where to go to eat, makes the booking, and then we go there and enjoy. The host gets to choose whatever they desire to go eat, and we'll go there. Of course, we go Dutch, we all pay for ourselves. So going to the Jazz Bar and Grill, it's a fancy restaurant. During these kind of sessions, we want to splurge a bit on dinner because we just want to sit down and enjoy and talk to our friends, talk to each other. I ordered a ribeye steak, I think. The steak was really good. I mean, I think it's one of the best ones I've had so far in a long while. I can't remember what the others had. One had pasta, then had fish. So Jazz Bar is quite well known for the steaks. So that's what I had. We had a really great time there. There were a lot of bookings there, and then we had to wait for our table, which is not a problem because being a famous place, you expect that things gonna be crowded and a bit booked. So of course we booked earlier. So several things to actually make this work. Having regular lunch is actually reminding each other about the schedule. So like I told you earlier, we have a list of restaurants that we pre-plan to go. Maybe we throw out maybe 3 or 7 lists of restaurants, and we make sure that every week is covered. So let me just read you the list that we have. But this list has yet to be confirmed. Grills and More, we want to have Ambuyat, we want to go to Nyonya Gadong, Letaj, Shamir, Tandoor.
2 very boring minutes later.
Thai food, lemongrass, Nurwanita. So that's just a list that we talked about. So important if you want to have a really successful weekend, lunch or dinner, pre-plan this earlier and put out a list so that it continues. Make sure that there's already a place 2 to 3 restaurants ahead of time. The other thing is, I don't know when it started, but we always do pre-orders, like literally all the time pre-orders. The moment we come in, sit down, the food is already there. Pre-orders, if you want to be really efficient, you want to spend time talking, you want to spend time chilling, pre-order your food, make sure that it's cooked by the time you get there. So that's really important. One more thing that you should really do is do a bit of research on the restaurant. Yes, you find this restaurant on the IG or someone told you about it, but it wouldn't hurt to just really do a bit of research, maybe Google a bit and find out more things about it, because there were many occasions where we went to the restaurant and it was closed. It was no longer there. It moved. One particular part, they had 1 day or 2 days pre-booking that we need to book the restaurant. So if you don't know all of this, your plans are pretty much down in the dumps. One thing I like about our pre-scheduled lunch or dinner is the fact that we take turns in choosing the restaurants. That is, I think, an important trait that if you want to make this work, having regular lunch and dinner, make sure that each member gets a chance to choose where to eat. It also gives the opportunity for us to understand what are the person's likes and dislikes, and it doesn't get boring, and you gotta follow through. Even if you don't like the place, you just have to tough it out and then try and order something that you like. In the bigger scheme of things, it's not just for you, it's for everyone. Then the next time around, you get to choose where you want to eat. I personally think that having lunch and dinner out every weekend, making that effort every weekend to see your family or friends, it's a beautiful thing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Over the weekend I have more time, I'm not rushed. I don't have to like go away. If you ever thought of wanting to do something every weekend, why don't you try a pre-scheduled or scheduled dinner, lunch or breakfast, high tea, supper with your friends or your family, or just make it with anyone that you want to. For me, I hope this session continues on and on. So far, we're still quite strong. I think it's been 2 years or 3, I'm not sure. That's about it for me. My name is Danny. This is my Brunei weekend. And every weekend, I do have pre-scheduled lunches and sometimes dinner. Bye.